Hey, it's me. There's a quiet truth most of us carry deep inside, something we long for, yet often fear at the same time. Pleasure. Not the fleeting kind, not shallow thrills or mental escapes. What I'm talking about is a deep, full body, soul aligned pleasure, a state where every part of us is awake, alive, and in harmony. You've probably heard people say that spiritual bliss is something far away, something bodiless, something you can only experience after lifetimes of effort, or maybe not until after death. I think that's a misunderstanding. The truth is, the bliss of the spiritual realm and the pleasure we're capable of as human beings, it's the same essence. The only difference is intensity. When our consciousness is blocked, when our bodies are tense or our emotions repressed, pleasure feels distant. We long for it, yet we unconsciously shut it out. And so we suffer, not because pleasure is unavailable, but because we are divided inside. We are at war with our own longing. Here's the paradox. The more we block pleasure, the more we block spiritual connection. And the more we open to real full-bodied pleasure, the more we awaken to our deepest self. These two paths, pleasure and self-realization, aren't separate. They're one and the same. But this kind of pleasure asks something of us. It asks for presence, for honesty, for a willingness to surrender the false ideas we've been clinging to. Ideas about guilt, about shame, about unworthiness. It asks us to stop settling for hollow substitutes and open to the real thing. To experience this kind of pleasure is to become whole. It isn't just about physical sensation, though it includes it. Real pleasure is a vibration that flows through your entire being. It's what heals the body. It's what brings vitality, longevity, creativity. It's your natural state when you're not obstructing the flow. Think of your body as a microcosm of the universe. If your inner world is in harmony, then the universal flow of love, life, and pleasure can move through you freely. But when you deny pleasure because of fear, control, pride, or old pain, you close the door. You separate from life itself. And here's something few talk about. We often fear pleasure more than pain. Why? Well, because real pleasure requires us to let go, to soften, to trust. And if we're still holding on to patterns of self-will, fear, or pride, then letting go feels like death to the ego. We're afraid we'll disappear, lose control, or somehow become weak, when the opposite is actually true. When you release those tight places inside, the places where you pretend, where you push, where you compare, where you hide, you don't become less of yourself. You become more. You stop living from ego and you begin to live from your being. Love, too, becomes possible only when you are free. You can't truly love when you're dependent, when you're clinging or afraid. And without love, pleasure is incomplete. It becomes a grasping, a chase, something always just out of reach. But when love and freedom meet, pleasure flows naturally. It becomes your state of being, not a goal to pursue. So what gets in the way? Well, it's the inner split, the push-pull between wanting and fearing, between striving for pleasure and secretly believing you don't deserve it, between hoping for joy and expecting pain. And this is where your inner work matters, because you need to become aware of your fear of pleasure. You need to name it, explore it, bring it out of hiding. Only then can you begin to dismantle the defenses that block it. As long as this fear remains unconscious, it will keep you trapped in the same patterns. You'll strive anxiously, or you'll give up entirely. You'll look outside yourself and blame others for your lack of fulfillment, when the truth is, you've been the one saying no, because part of you still doesn't trust what it means to say yes. This fear is rooted in contraction, in the belief that the ego must hold it all together, that to relax is to lose yourself. But that's not true. Relaxation, in its purest sense, is not apathy. It's not collapse. It's the most alive, harmonious movement there is. It's the pulse of the universe moving through you. This is the rhythm of life itself. You've touched it before, in love, in awe, in moments of deep peace. Then you can return to it again and again, not by force, by surrender, by softening into what's here, by facing your pain instead of avoiding it, by releasing the pride and fear that keep you apart from your own heart. Each time you do, you move closer to the core of who you are. Pleasure, real pleasure, is not something to chase. It's not something you have to earn. It's your birthright. And it's also your greatest teacher, because it reveals what still stands in the way of your freedom. Let yourself feel the truth of this. There's nothing to fear. You were made for bliss.